Unbroken Promise. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling green hills and a sparkling blue river, lived a young girl named Hanna. Hanna had bright, curious eyes and wild curly hair that danced in the wind. She was known throughout the village for her kind heart and for always keeping her promises, no matter how small. Hanna's best friend was a fox named Rusty. Unlike other foxes, Rusty had golden fur that shimmered in the sunlight and an unusual white star-shaped patch on his chest. Hanna had found Rusty as a small kit with an injured paw and nursed him back to health. Since then, they were inseparable. One autumn day, as golden leaves swirled around them, Hanna and Rusty were exploring the edge of the whispering woods when they heard a strange sound. It was like a soft melody carried by the wind. Curious, they followed the music deeper into the forest. The music led them to a clearing where they found an extraordinary sight. A tiny old woman, no taller than Hanna's knee, with silver hair tied in a bun and a dress made of leaves. She was sitting on a mushroom, playing a flute carved from a twig. "Hello, young ones," said the tiny woman, lowering her flute. "I am Elderberry, guardian of these woods. I've been watching you, Hanna, and I know you always keep your promises." Her eyes twinkled like stars on a clear night. "I need someone trustworthy for an important task." Elderberry explained that the Heartstone, a magical gem that kept the forest alive, had been stolen by the shadow thief. Without it, the whispering woods would wither and die. "Will you promise to retrieve the Heartstone and return it before the next full moon?" she asked Hanna. "I promise," Hanna said solemnly, extending her pinky finger to Elderberry. The tiny woman wrapped her small finger around Hanna's pinky, and a gentle light glowed around their joined hands. Elderberry gave Hanna a small pouch containing 3 enchanted acorns. "Use these wisely," she whispered. Following Elderberry's directions, Hanna and Rusty journeyed through the darkening forest until they reached the shadow thief's cave. The entrance was guarded by a grumpy old troll with mossy green skin and a nose like a potato. Remembering the enchanted acorns, Hanna tossed the first one near the troll. It exploded into a shower of butterflies that distracted the troll while Hanna and Rusty slipped into the cave. Inside, they found countless treasures, but they needed to find the Heartstone before the shadow thief returned. Just as they spotted the Heartstone glowing atop a pile of jewels, a shadow moved across the wall. The shadow thief had returned. Thinking quickly, Hanna threw the second acorn, which burst into a thick fog. In the confusion, Rusty grabbed the Heartstone in his mouth, and they ran toward the exit. But the shadow thief was fast and blocked their path. Hanna threw the last acorn, transforming it into a magnificent golden bridge that carried them over the shadow thief and out of the cave. They ran all the way back to Elderberry's clearing, with the forest seeming to help them along, branches bending to clear their path. "You kept your promise," Elderberry said joyfully, as Rusty placed the Heartstone in her tiny hands. She returned it to its rightful place in the center of the clearing, and the forest came alive again. Trees straightened, flowers bloomed, and animals emerged. "Remember, Hanna," Elderberry smiled, "a promise kept makes magic that lasts forever." As thanks, Elderberry gave Hanna a tiny flute of her own. Whenever Hanna played it in the following years, Rusty would accompany her to visit their friend in the Whispering Woods, where the Heartstone continued to beat life into the forest, all because of one unbroken promise. For more interesting stories, subscribe, share, and like on all our social media platforms.